Imagine this. You're cruising down the highway in your brand new Cadillac, feeling like $1,000,000. The engine purrs like a kitten, and life is good. But then, bam, your check engine light comes on. Suddenly, that purr turns into a cough, a sputter, and then silence. You're stranded, and you're not alone. Thousands of GM drivers are facing the same nightmare. From Cadillac to Chevy, GMC to Buick, engine failures are destroying GM's reputation and costing drivers millions. What's going on? And why is this the GM CEO's worst nightmare? Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the engine failures that are shaking General Motors to its core. Can GM fix this mess before it permanently damages its reputation? Back in January, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened an investigation into General Motors after receiving over 1,000 customer complaints about a serious issue: catastrophic engine failure. At the heart of the problem is the L87 6.2-liter V8 engine, a powerhouse that was supposed to represent GM's engineering excellence. Designed for power, efficiency, and performance, it was meant to be the perfect fit for some of GM's most popular trucks and SUVs. Buyers saw it as a smart investment, strong, reliable, and wrapped in a sleek, modern package. But instead of being a highlight of GM's lineup, this engine has become a major crisis. Owners are reporting that their brand new trucks and SUVs are shaking, shuddering, and even breaking down for no apparent reason. Many have been left stranded, frustrated, and furious. The issue has become so widespread that federal regulators have stepped in. The NHTSA has launched an investigation covering nearly 900,000 GM vehicles, including some of the company's biggest sellers: Chevrolet Silverado 1,500, GMC Sierra 1,500, Chevrolet Tahoe, Chevrolet Suburban, GMC Yukon, Cadillac Escalade. All affected models range from 2019 to 2024. And some owners are experiencing problems within the first week of driving. One owner put it bluntly: "We had it back in the shop almost immediately. The whole car shakes. It feels like you're vibrating back and forth the entire time." With the pressure mounting, GM now faces a critical question. Can they fix this before it's too late? These aren't just any vehicles. They're GM's flagship models, the ones people depend on for work, family trips, and everyday driving. These trucks and SUVs are supposed to be rock solid, built for long road trips, towing, and all the heavy-duty tasks their owners expect. But for many, they've become a source of frustration and uncertainty. What makes this situation even more alarming is that these engine failures come without warning. One moment, everything seems fine. The next, the engine completely seizes, leaving drivers stranded with no power and no way to get to safety. In some cases, it happens right in the middle of traffic, turning a mechanical failure into a dangerous situation. The main culprit? A bearing issue. When these bearings fail, the engine's internal components grind against each other, causing severe, irreversible damage. In most cases, the only fix is a full engine replacement, an expensive and time-consuming process. For GM, this isn't just a technical problem, it's a reputation crisis. Customers who spend tens of thousands of dollars on a new truck or SUV expect reliability, not catastrophic failure within weeks or months of ownership. And with nearly 900,000 vehicles affected, this isn't just an isolated issue, it's a massive problem. Now, GM is facing some tough questions. What exactly went wrong? How did such a serious flaw make it past quality control? And most importantly, how will they fix it before they lose customer trust? Imagine this. You're driving down the highway in your brand new Chevrolet Silverado or GMC Yukon, feeling great about your purchase. The engine is roaring, the road ahead is clear, and car trouble is the last thing on your mind. Then, without warning, the engine shuts down. No sputtering, no flashing check engine light, just silence. Suddenly, you're coasting with no power, desperately trying to steer to safety. For too many GM owners, this isn't just a nightmare scenario. It's reality. For many GM owners, what started as a nightmare has become an everyday reality. Frustrated drivers have flooded forums, social media, and complaint boards, all sharing the same terrifying experience: their vehicles suddenly losing power in the middle of traffic. GM has acknowledged that this issue could cause drivers to lose control, and as a result, a recall was issued for certain 2014 Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra trucks. Some drivers were lucky enough to pull over safely, but others weren't so fortunate. When an engine fails at highway speeds, the driver loses control over acceleration, turning a routine drive into a potentially life-threatening situation. Losing power in an intersection, on a busy freeway, or while towing a heavy load isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. But for many owners, the nightmare doesn't end when their truck gets towed to the dealership. Even if the vehicle is under warranty, getting a replacement engine has proven to be an uphill battle. GM dealerships are struggling to keep up with demand, leaving customers without their vehicles for weeks, sometimes even months. Some have had to rent a car or buy another vehicle just to get through daily life. And while a few were fortunate to get a replacement engine quickly, others found themselves dealing with new engines that failed again, sometimes within months of the first breakdown. The frustration only grows when it comes to cost. Some owners have had their repairs covered under warranty, but others have been hit with bills reaching tens of thousands of dollars. In some cases, dealerships have refused to honor the warranty at all, forcing customers to fight for reimbursement. And even for those who did get warranty coverage, the time without a vehicle was a massive burden. People rely on their trucks and SUVs for work, travel, and family life. Being without them for so long isn't just an inconvenience, it's a major disruption to their lives. There's nothing worse than an engine failure that comes out of nowhere. For GM owners with the L87 6.2-liter V8 engine, it's become an all-too-common nightmare, leaving them stranded, frustrated, and wondering what went wrong. GM hasn't provided clear answers, but many believe the problem boils down to two major issues: the active fuel management, AFM system, and the oiling system. AFM was designed to improve fuel efficiency by deactivating some cylinders when they weren't needed. In theory, it should help save gas while keeping V8 power intact. But in reality, it might be starving critical engine parts, especially the vital oil bearings. Bearings are essential to engine function, and if they fail due to lack of lubrication, the entire engine can seize. This isn't the first time AFM has caused trouble. Previous GM V8 engines had similar issues, particularly with lifters, leading to misfires, rough idling, and complete engine failures. The oiling system is another major concern. Many owners report signs of oil starvation even when their oil levels are fine. If oil isn't reaching key components, metal parts grind together, heat builds up, and catastrophic damage follows. GM aimed for efficiency, but at what cost? If reliability suffers, was it really worth it? Owners are losing trust, and GM has a serious problem to fix. This isn't just an engine issue anymore, it's a full-blown crisis. Nearly 900,000 vehicles are under investigation for catastrophic failures, and customers are furious. People spend big money on GM trucks and SUVs expecting reliability. Instead, they're stuck with vehicles that could fail at any moment without warning. This isn't just about repairs, it's about broken trust. In the auto industry, reputation is everything. Once a brand is linked to unreliable engines, the damage is hard to undo. Just look at Ford's Pinto disaster or Volkswagen's emissions scandal. Recovering from public outrage is never easy. Frustrated GM owners are flooding social media and forums with their horror stories. As negative word-of-mouth spreads, GM's stock, sales, and brand loyalty could take a serious hit. The NHTSA has already launched an investigation, and if GM is found at fault, the consequences could be severe. Recalls, penalties, and lawsuits may be on the horizon. GM needs to act fast, because the longer they wait, the worse this gets. Engine failures are leaving owners stranded, and many are pointing to two major culprits: the active fuel management, AFM system, and the oiling system. AFM was designed to boost fuel efficiency by deactivating cylinders when they weren't needed. But it may also be starving key engine components, especially the bearings, of vital lubrication. Without proper oil flow, bearings wear out quickly, leading to complete engine seizures. This isn't the first time GM has faced AFM-related issues. Previous V8 engines suffered from lifter failures, rough idling, and misfires, leaving many to wonder, why hasn't GM fixed this problem for good? What do you think? Should GM take more responsibility for these failures? Share your thoughts in the comments below.